In an age where someone rarely stays in the same place his or her entire life, Cole Dawley has been purely Charleston since the day she was born. Raised in Mount Pleasant, Dawley played her high school volleyball at nearby Bishop, England, where she won 4 consecutive state championships. As she readied to take her game to the collegiate level, Dawley had decided to stay at home and attend the College of Charleston. It was then that life, as it so often does, tossed up a curveball and a tough decision was presented. Cougars head coach Sherry Dunbar had been offered the head job at Indiana University and wanted Dawley to come along with her and play for the Hoosiers. Cole was faced with the choice of playing in one of the top conferences in the country or staying in the only place she had ever known.
That was probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make, but every single person that I talked to, my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my future teammates that I had signed here for, every single one of them said it's your decision. Don't weigh anything on what other people say. It's completely your decision.
Well, when Sherry asked her to come with her to Indiana, I kind of played devil's advocate a little bit. I said, well, you know, Cole, if you went up there, da-da-da, or if this, dot, and we kind of threw the devil's advocate at her. But we did try to tell her this was her decision, and, you know, she could make whatever decision she wanted to make.
What determined it was if I didn't have volleyball, if I got hurt and was completely out, and would I be completely happy being in a completely different climate, in a completely different area, somewhere I'm not familiar with, and I would only have a couple of people that I knew, and so basically it came down to, I prayed a lot. The one night they said, make your decision and what you feel the next morning when you wake up, and if it feels good, you made the right decision. If not, you gotta think about it some more.
One day we were out at dinner and she walked into dinner and just looked at me, and I knew right then she'd had made the decision and that it was the right one because she had the most peaceful look on her face. And I was really proud of the girls that were rising seniors here for not their influence on saying, Cole, you need to stay here, but their influence on her saying, you have to make this decision, take volleyball out of it, where would you want to be? And I think that was just wonderful advice for them not to be selfish, for them truly wanting her to stay, but at the same time, you know, leaving it up to her. And as a 17-year-old, that's a tough decision to make.
Everybody was really good at saying, hey, this is your decision, you got to do it for you. So I think I definitely made the right decision.
To understand Dawley's love and commitment to the game of volleyball, one must first start with Cole's mother, Amelia, herself a former player at the college.
Well, when I was here at the College of Charleston, it was my junior year, and Nancy Wilson, who is the basketball coach now, who was the assistant basketball coach for me, said, we're going to start a volleyball program. And so that was my first experience at college volleyball. We had only had a high school volleyball in this area from my junior year in high school. So I went junior, senior year in high school, and then nothing my freshman and sophomore year. Turned around junior and senior year, we started playing and ended up winning the NAI district our senior year. I played middle, which was hilarious because I'm only like 5'8.5", but it was a lot of fun. And then I immediately out of college was very lucky to get a job at one of the high schools, and started coaching JV then and was coaching varsity by the next year.
Amelia would eventually end up back at her alma mater, leading the Cougars to a 171-72 record in 5 years as head coach. After her final season with the Cougars, she would take a short hiatus from coaching to raise her newborn daughter. Amelia's eventual return to the sidelines would also serve to spark Cole's love of the game.
I think I went back to coaching when she was 4. And I remember her being a basic gym rat. Her brother was 6, so they were in the gym with the girls all the time.
I had always been in the gym, kind of like messing around with volleyball and stuff, because obviously I was around it.
My assistant coach at the time in high school was always taking her and playing with her and bumping around with her and stuff like that. And one day I asked her, she was about 9 years old, and I asked her, I said, Cole, would you like to play volleyball? And she said, not really, because you coach, and I really don't want to play for you.
One day, Mom and Dad basically said, just give it a try. Just if you don't have to do it, if you don't want to, but give it a try, and if you like it, then stick with it, and if not, then we'll stop.
They were starting club for under 12, and she was 9, and I said, just go to one practice, and if you don't like it, you don't ever have to play it again.
I went to practice and just loved it. So and that's when it started, and ever since then I've been in love with it.
And she could not wait to go back. And every Sunday that whole year, she went to club practice and came back with a big old huge smile on her face. And I was like, yes, I was so excited.
Cole's famous line of not wanting to play for her mother would serve as ironic foreshadowing for her high school career. As an 8th grader, she would make the Bishop England varsity team under the direction of Amelia. It proved to be an important experience in Cole's development, both as a player and as a person.
It was a maturing experience, because I never, you get in fights with your parents, and we had to make it a professional thing where we really couldn't bring mother-daughter into it. The first couple of years were very hard at first, but as we got the hang of it, we would save all discussions until the car ride home. But I really, really had to learn how to not just snap back with someone I'm comfortable with, and but after a while, it definitely became easier. She really did a good job not showing any favoritism. She was just as hard, if not harder, on me than everybody else.
I never had any problem with any parent saying, oh, she's your daughter, oh, she's this, because what she did practice-wise and what she did as a player spoke for itself. And I never had to once say, explain why she was on the floor, because everybody knew, because she did the job.
After Cole started at CFC, Amelia's role as a coach took more of a back seat, while her role as a mother was as strong as ever. In addition to attending as many of the Cougars' matches as possible, the Dawleys have also tried to provide a home away from home for Cole's teammates.
The College Charleston is a family environment, and I know how difficult it is, having coached here, having coached in college, and at Charleston Southern, how difficult it is for kids that are coming from so far away and not having that support system. And if you want kids to be comfortable, you can help by helping create that.
It's been great, not only for me but for the team. Everybody's like, oh, our Southern parents are here or something, something like that. I think it's been awesome. Not very many people get to say that their parents made it to all their college games and everything. Even the games that I've been sick or hurt or something, they still support every single thing, and I think that means so much. I know it means so much to me, and I know it means so much to everybody else.
We love having kids at our house. I mean, it's so much fun, and Cole's a great support for that too. In creating a family atmosphere, Jason has done a great job with that, and we just try to extend it a little bit. It's definitely been a blast for us.
And while Amelia's role as a coach has diminished, she is always available to offer advice whenever Cole needs it.
Over the years, we've just really worked out it's almost a body language, and I'll know when to hug her and love her, and when to drop the hammer a little bit, but I don't have to drop it very often, which is great.
I'm a pretty big critiquer of myself, so yeah, sometimes I'll say, hey, you had a good game or this or that, I'm like, no, I didn't have a good game, I know I didn't, and then we'll go into the volleyball thing kind of once I open the door of being able to speak about it. And sometimes we just don't talk about it at all because it's a sensitive subject or it's a sore subject, but we do a pretty good job of balancing that out.
Cole has followed in her mother's footsteps a bit as the two coach an under-17 team together here in Charleston.
That's been really fun. The first year was kind of tough figuring out boundaries and how to do it and figuring out how to talk to people and everything, but over the past, it's been I guess I'm on my 4th year now, and looking forward to it this year. It's definitely helped staying focused. When you tell someone and explain to them how to do it, it keeps it easier in your head to keep doing what you're saying.
She has unbelievable patience and understanding. She credits it for being young like they are, but I think it's just within her being. She's a truly remarkable young woman. She takes her role model job seriously. Being a local here at a local school, she really works hard at knowing that there are kids looking up to her. But as far as a coach is concerned, she is going to be, I hope she sticks with it. If she doesn't, that's fine. But she has incredible patience and a unique knowledge of the game that is intuitive to me.
You always have to be on your toes. You have to figure out how you're going to affect people when you don't think you are. So I think it's been really fun so far, and I think I want to. I don't know if I want to go to the college level. I don't know that yet. I'm keeping the door open, but I definitely want to continue helping and coaching and stuff. So.
Going back to that decision 4 years ago to stay in Charleston, the choice has prepared Cole even more to head out on her own.
Being 16, just turned 17 when I signed, huge comfort level. Even though I wasn't really familiar with the downtown area because I was from a different, part, but it was so comfortable being 10 minutes away from home and everything, and I think it's helped me grow up and want to expand over the years. So now with grad school, looking to go other places, and I don't think I would have looked to go other places if I hadn't made this decision to come here now. So I think it's been a really big growing process, being in a comfortable place. So.